Hey guys, welcome to Table Talk. On this show, we take your topics using the hashtag Table Talk on the Twitter, or you can go to the subreddit on Reddit r/SourceFed. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Elliott Morgan.
I'm Philip DeFranco.
Let's do this.
All right, I'm gonna go right in. Is that cool?
Yeah, jump on in.
I don't know if you guys designate. Here we are.
Test those waters.
All right. From at ZWIEHE, Zach Wee said, which company is more likely to succeed in becoming Skynet? Apple, Google, or Microsoft?
Google.
Yeah.
I think
Google,
so.
yeah. And I'm okay with that, personally, because we just reformatted the computers here at work, and I signed into Chrome for the first time, because I'm a Chrome dude through and through, and it asked me to sign in, and then automatically signed me into all of my other accounts.
Yeah.
And that just blows my mind. I'm very, easily impressed by technology.
My brother was we were talking about Google Fiber this weekend,
Okay.
and we were talking about how, they have to completely, in order for that to work, in order for them to get Google Fiber all over the world, they have to, completely dig up grounds and streets and stuff and, redesign the infrastructure and stuff like that. But if they do that, then that's, it.
That's why they offer a service where as long as you pay for the installation, and you can get, really, low-end internet. Because they just need someone to kind of cover the costs, I guess.
Yeah.
For the expansion, but I think that Google Fiber may not spread everywhere, but I think the good thing it might do is cause other people to actually get that kind of internet speed.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it pop up. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we did a story on SourceFed a while back. It was about the lobbyists and everything. And apparently in America we have horrible internet, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Even the best internet here is horrible, and the rest of the world pays a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Google Fiber can do whatever and fix all that.
So you're saying that other companies would match the fiber speeds?
Start going up if Google can at least break out of a certain. I think you hit a certain point, and then everyone else is like, okay, well, it's that time of the game, because otherwise, there's really no incentive for people in the broadband industry to do anything.
Right.
They're making fucking money crazy, charging overage charges here and there just because they can. I mean, it just makes sense.
I feel too, as far as the competition between Google, Apple, and Microsoft, I feel Google is right in the middle of people who are professionals that still use it, whereas Microsoft is kind of what your dad uses, and then Apple is kind of what your hipster cousin uses. Not that I don't use both of those.
Yeah. They want your dad to use
so
it.
Google is I think the one that's gonna
I would
most
maybe
successful.
I would maybe even say Apple if it wasn't Tim Cook
I know.
That's the thing. Apple. I was thinking about Apple. They're teetering a bit, right? Because now there's things that are just kind of really Apple.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you look at their profit margins, you wouldn't say they're teetering. I think it's going to come down to their next product.
It really will,
right?
Yeah.
So is it going to be a smartwatch, or what are they going to redefine?
Right.
Well, didn't they say they're going to this is going to change everything? The next thing they're
Is
already
that what Tim
building
Cook
it
said?
up for it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently
What did
it's
they
supposed
say?
to. Well, it could be anything. Like Phil was saying, they're talking about possibly a watch. They're talking about something that you don't have in your hand. We were thinking maybe it's that that.
I thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Well, with Google Glass coming out,
I'd rather not. Off the top of my head.
I'm sure Apple is looking very closely at Google Glass and thinking okay, is this going to be a big deal? Are the consumers going to jump on this? And if so, our next thing needs to be something that competes with that level of technology. You've seen that thing where they wear that projector around their neck. It was a really long time ago. It was maybe 3 years ago. But they debuted this technology, where you wear this projector around your neck, and then you put your hand up like this, and it reads your wrist, and it displays the time on your wrist. And then you could do this, and it'll read your palm, and it'll bring up a telephone keypad. And then you just punch in the telephone numbers.
You know
and
what?
It's
Here's the thing. Okay, when I see these really cool pieces of technology, I just think in terms of is this actually going to catch on? Google Glasses, I don't see it catching on, but at least it's a modification of something that people are already doing, which is wearing glasses. The iPhone was a huge thing because there's already cell phones. So something like that, I can't imagine people just seeing people walk around. There's nothing, there's no tether to normality.
It always weirds me out. Yeah, it always weirds me out when you're watching a movie that's set in the future, and he has what was it, Looper, and he has the glass phone, and he breaks it on a rock. I'm why do you have a glass phone? That makes no sense.
Exactly, when you're trying to play a game or even text somebody, there's all this texture in the background.
Yeah,
there's
in the
traffic.
future.
I can't see this
I need
shit.
a solid.
Let me put my hand behind this, and then maybe.
In the future, everything will be fragile. And you're yes, genius.
Yes, exactly.
It's genius.
Future, no
Exactly.
running.
Speaking of that shit, iPhone glass, they keep saying that Gorilla Glass is the future, it's the strongest glass ever. You drop that thing on your fucking bathroom tile, file and you're done.
Do iPhone 5s have Gorilla?
I guess,
I
yeah.
thought it was,
Shouldn't they?
I thought it was new phones. Or not Apple phones.
Oh, not Apple phones?
Yeah,
Shit, maybe not.
Because like whenever you go to like CES, you go to those things. There's always the Gorilla booth, and they always have like, they're like, hey, here's a screwdriver, random person, jam it against this glass.
This is how little I know about technology. You said CES, and I thought CVS. And I was like, oh, it's like a medicine thing.
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
I wanted to do a CVS with a screwdriver to start stabbing things.
The CVS
Strong,
convention.
not strong, not strong.
All right, well, let's move on from that nerdy shit. Bardum from Twitter asks, best actor in existence.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Is he?
You know, I thought
Yes.
about that.
All right.
How dare you question him?
Okay, but
Yeah.
there's also Daniel Day-Lewis.
Here's the deal. Daniel
Alright.
Day-Lewis is like so proper and so good that I don't like him because of it. It's weird. It makes
You're
no
jealous
sense.
of his perfection.
No, I don't know. I just imagine like if I sat down with him, he wouldn't be like. Actually, no. Same thing with Benedict Cumberbatch though. He seems like above. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, I want to be able to like respect, like, because they always say like, who would you have dinner with? Like, if you could have dinner with any celebrity, you'd like all these celebrities.
Well, it
go
wouldn't be
in your
Benedict
head.
Cumberbatch. It
Well,
would
that's
be
the thing.
Sylvester Stallone.
Would it be Daniel Day-Lewis?
No, it wouldn't be Daniel Day-Lewis
That would
because
be a horrible dinner.
people like
It would
people
be.
like
You
wanna
Daniel
hang out with
Day-Lewis.
him?
But that's the thing, like Phil was saying, like with Daniel Day-Lewis and Benedict Cumberbatch, like you can't. I know it's like let me start it up. You can't really have I can't reach their level of fucking intelligence or
Yeah.
vocabulary. I'm gonna be sitting there going like, I like that movie.
His Benedict Cumberbatch's voice is like just a bass speaker going. Ooh,
Yeah.
which is
You know
man.
what? When it comes to like favorite or like best actors, I don't really like associate it with like the older I should because they are the better ones. Like they've
Yeah.
been around
The
forever. But
seasoned.
like I look at like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and I'm like, you're an incredibly
solid.
talented
Yeah.
young
Solid.
man. Ryan Gosling, when he's not doing movies where he's just staring at people, is pretty talented.
Yeah,
That was
he's
a fan-
talented.
That Driver was the Drive.
Drive.
Drive was a fantastic
Oh, I
movie.
love
Yeah.
Drive,
But it was like
it's like that whole thing the entire time, which is cool.
Yeah, but,
Do one
but,
movie,
but
his new movie
could
is him
you act
staring.
like that the whole time? Could you act like that and like make it believable? Like some people have their staring face and it still looks like
It
they're
wasn't
smiling.
believable. It was just super stylized, so you bought into it. Like,
Well, but also he just seemed like he was like not human.
oh, I loved it. I
You
think it's
know,
perfect.
like-
Yeah.
so if you had to just choose one person though, who would it be?
If I had to choose one, I guess off the top of my head, Christian Bale.
Ah,
Super
okay.
method. Like he probably seems like he's not fun to hang out with, but every movie he's ever done, he plays like a legitimately different character. He also
Yeah.
has like the star quality. I got into a big discussion the other day with a buddy of mine about who is a good actor and who is a bad actor, and it was all centered on what's his freaking name from 21 Jump Street and Magic Mike.
Johnny Depp?
No.
You're talking about Channing Tatum?
Yeah, we got in this huge discussion about like whether or not Channing Tatum is horrible or whether he is decent, and I said he's decent. I was
He
like,
I say he's decent.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
decent.
but he was like, no, he's like, because when you look at what it makes a good actor is this and that. But I think being a good actor these days also means you can carry a movie and you can sell a movie.
I think
and
it's
you get
about
the public to go to.
well, okay, for Channing Tatum, I think it's specifically about don't do rom-coms. I
Totally.
understand.
Oh, yeah,
I understand
yeah.
your demo wants to see you in that way, but you suck at it.
Yeah.
And you're good at all. You're like good at funny.
Yeah.
You're good at like
yeah, because
funny
21
and
Jump
timing's
Street
great.
was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
One of
then
my
you,
favorite movies last year.
I don't know, but we were talking about what's that movie that just came out? Steven Soderbergh. where he
Oh,
was-
Side Effects.
Side Effects,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a great movie, yeah.
But it's a great movie. But I was thinking like anybody could have been his role.
Oh,
But I
his
think
role?
too,
Yeah.
that's the good thing. Like the best actor turned into like the discussion of the most mediocre.
Yeah, exactly.
But like he plays just the guy. Like
The
and
guy.
that's-
Yeah, yeah,
that's
he's a
very
good
valuable.
everyman,
We
yeah.
like to think that actors need to give us like amazing performances all the time, but there's value in just being a stock character. There's
Yeah.
a reason Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford. It's not because he's an amazing actor.
Yeah, and I mean, even amazing actors like Christian Bale is an amazing actor. Like American Psycho, easily one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But he was also in Terminator. What the
Salvation.
fuck?
Oh
Salvation.
man,
Good
let's
job.
forget about that one.
Let's forget about
Wait a
that
minute. I
movie.
feel like we're gonna be stabbed through the internet screen and through the camera lens if we don't mention Gary Oldman.
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oldman's
Just
awesome.
throwing it out there.
Just always awesome.
Good
Yeah.
job. You.
I know, right? We dodged that bullet.
Eon Andre Valentine says,
Awesome.
"Who
name.
do you
Holy
want
crap.
to be the next Doctor?" I saw a thing.
Oh, we're gonna get
that
Elliott.
I saw a thing
Elliott's
where
like-
someone was
I'm just
like,
gonna go. You guys have to.
"Oh," I saw a thing this morning that someone said Emma Watson would be a fantastic doctor, and I was like,
Finally.
I would find it interesting for there to be a female doctor. Obviously, any excuse I could get to watch Emma Watson more, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Would
but
you want it to be Emma Watson if it was female?
if it was female? Yeah. If it.
If it was female,
what's
yeah.
it-
If the doctor was female, yes.
Yeah, I'm not against the idea of a doctor being female for once. I'm okay with
But
it.
I also wonder, like, we were talking before, I don't want to do spoilers, it might be the other guy who's maybe not just there for the 50th anniversary special. Maybe they do a weird time thing. It's Moffat. It's like he could do whatever he wants with the story.
I could honestly watch an entire season of that character you didn't want to spoil being the Doctor.
Yeah.
Just because I love that actor so much.
I felt the only people that watch Doctor Who know, so it's okay. I felt bad when people were like, "Who's that old dude?" And I was like,
"No! How dare you!" And then when you list off everything he's been in, people are like, "Oh yeah,
oh, okay."
Well, okay, and then the other thing was
the wrong one.
People, I know, I'm like, what, this Apple thing? People were saying, I know this is just cream dream bullshit, but like Cumberbatch being a possible Doctor would be amazing.
When you asked me before we were doing that, I said I thought Cumberbatch.
Right?
But I know so little that I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
That's the thing. On Twitter, people have been saying like Cumberbatch has to be the next Doctor.
Benedict Cumberbatch would be a better the Master. He'd be way better. Like that would be
because you give him that villain kind of edge, especially because he was such a good villain in Star Trek. But I haven't seen Sherlock, so I don't know how he is as a protagonist.
So in Sherlock, I mean, he's fantastic. It's just a matter of I have yet to see something where Benedict Cumberbatch showed like the wild, funny, zany side of the Doctor. He's definitely more the Master.
Yeah. Well, you could say Eccleston wasn't really that zany.
No, but he had
not
moments.
as zany as Tennant was.
He definitely had moments. I mean, Eccleston, I think, he's definitely underrated. Still out of the three for the new franchise. Poor Elliott.
But the sad thing is that it's sad because you're following. If you're Eccleston, you're the opening act for
Tennant,
and that's like so sad. But
do you guys think they'll replace Pierce on Community?
All right, let's get in here. And I don't know what show that is.
Did you watch the last season? I didn't watch the last season.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Oh. But then they got renewed. That makes no sense. Right.
Cedric N. Martin II at Gorilla Jesus.
I've read that guy before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said, "Can you imagine life without the internet?"
Oh,
we kind of lived. Were you around before the internet?
Yeah, and it sucked.
It really did.
It sucked.
It was a dark, dark time.
Well,
I saw a video on the internet the other day. It's a video from 1987, like a home video that somebody took at a gas station outside of Disney World in Florida, and it's this guy walking around talking to the workers at a 7-Eleven or whatever. It's a gas station, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? Yeah, what did it?" Everybody was the nicest people in the world, and all the top comments were like, "Before social media, people were social." And like people talked to each other and they engaged in like day-to-day stuff. It was really cool. It's like a magical video and will make you very depressed. So go check it out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think the internet is ruining social interaction, but it's definitely like it curbed it slightly. I feel like
it turned most of us that were like bordering on cynical to just pure cynics.
Yeah,
who like just see the worst in everybody.
Oh, the internet. Yeah, the internet is breeding such cynicism that I like legitimately fear for like this future.
That's why it's such a big story when something good happens. We're like,
hey, that's why Joe can do a whole series on stuff that doesn't make you feel horrible.
I'm going to turn this discussion into a crazy area, which might get very deep. But I had this discussion with my brother and my pal the other day, and we were talking about how there's more. How do I word this? Okay, so
there's more. Insert racism.
There's more tolerance and awareness of things like gay rights and racism and things like that. Where in a community without the internet, so this is the way we put it with atheism and someone who's religious. You kind of have this. Let's say you came from a town before the internet. Full of religious people, but you were kind of like the one atheist there. Let's say you were the one guy that was like, I don't know. You were definitely afraid to go to your pal and be like, I don't think I believe in God,
okay.
you know? Like, I don't know. And you would be that one guy that would be pushed away, therefore causing that person to be too afraid to express their opinions.
Right.
With the internet, you can find entire communities of people that are like-minded in that respect.
Oh, totally. I mean, I think the internet makes the world a lot smaller, but I mean, people can find communities that embrace them, whether it's people that are like, I don't believe in God, I do believe in God. I think pedophiles have a place. So it's good and bad.
It's called the internet as a whole.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think, I don't know. I think there is value in that because you want people to feel accepted and you want people to be able to find people with like beliefs. But at the same time, I feel like the internet is taking these lines of things that we believe and it's making everything that we do about them. Like when you go on the internet, you are defined by like what you are interested in. And that's a scary world to live in where people like it's like, oh well, now we're going to be accepting toward gay people, but or we're going to bash people who are gay bashers, and it's like everything is becoming so like antagonistic, and we have these groups, but all we're kind of doing is just factioning people into smaller demographics, and then building up walls.
I guess it is kind of dangerous in that respect. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like that across the board, but I see it a lot when people are like, I believe this is what I believe, this is what I believe, and you know what, my hometown sucks, and but I have people online that and it's just like you need to like learn that it's okay, like love other people. It's not all about what you believe.
I think the opposite end of everyone used to be nice and social. Like when I was growing up, I didn't have a computer and the internet until I was probably like 15 or 16, and I was shy and didn't talk to people. And if anything, the internet brought me to more people.
Yeah.
So I think. I don't know. I mean, I definitely think there's an argument for both points, but what we would be doing now, one, we wouldn't have a job without the internet, so that would suck.
Oh, man.
And two, I don't know, I'd be by myself.
Yeah. I think
dead.
The important distinction to make or dead. The important distinction to make though is to remember that yes, where we came from might have been worse, like the idea that we weren't socially like tolerant or we weren't accepted and we didn't feel like brave to enter into the world. The fear though is that in doing that you can't like think that it's all gravy from here on out. Like there's bad stuff that can happen when we start like thinking that everything we believe is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's true. And I think Reddit's kind of a good example of that because there are the communities that are like super vocal and terrifying and scary, but then there's the groups of people that are just straight up like they're making sense, and they're also being they're seeing both sides of the coin, they're compromising, and they're being very there's a lot of intelligent people on Reddit, believe it or not, and there's a lot of great discussions that happen there where taking me into areas I would have never thought of and just kind of giving me all those different perspectives. Like I didn't go to college. Like I feel like Reddit is kind of like giving me that kind of college level like perception of people, like the way they discuss.
And a lot of times that's happening from like people in high school, which is
so Steve Zaragoza is saying that don't go to college. Just troll Reddit?
Just troll Reddit. Yeah, go everywhere. Subscribe to r/news.
I majored in the atheism subreddit.
The greatest university, Reddit. Yeah, r/whatthefuck will teach you about all the what the fuck shit in the world. r/atheism will teach you all the religious things. r/religion will teach you about the religious stuff. It kind of is. About it.
I've never been there.
So a question to you SourceFed type peoples. Where would your life be without the internet? What do you think you'd be doing right now instead of just watching us?
It is fascinating.
Let us know in the comments down below.
I'd be hanging out with animals.
I just swallowed on saliva.
Also, if you click this annotation that slid in, you can see the other videos on our channel, or you can go to SourceFed on the YouTube channel and see the SourceFed news stuff. That's the channel that guy's on.
Not just news stuff, we do a lot of fun stuff too. Okay? Dang, man, don't put us in a box, bro.
It's fun. I'm not. Hey, man, we're trying to break outside the box.
Break down barriers. Come to the internet. We're making Bill Barry's a news.